Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of I.Am.She. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing great this morning. It's Saturday. Good morning. So, I woke up this morning and started off with my little walk. It was a short walk because I woke up kind of late. And then I started walking and it got a little hot. So I felt like I was going to pass out possibly. So I just reverted and turned back around, because I didn't want to pass out and miss the show. But I'm here. I'm here. Good morning, ma'am. Okay. So how are you guys Saturday going? I hope your Saturday is going great so far. I don't know if it's snowing in Baltimore. I keep hearing it's snowing up north. It's cold up north. It's about to be a snowstorm, all this other stuff. So I hope you guys are able to get out today. I have not decided what I wanted to do this morning. I'm thinking about going back down to the beach again, but I don't know. I haven't decided because we went last week and the parking was crazy, I guess, because it's Saturday and everybody, it's getting warmer down here. It's starting off in like the high 70s, mid 80s, like this early in the morning. So I guess people getting down to the beach early. So I was just a little frustrated by the parking. So I'm just trying to figure it out. It was my anniversary this week. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, one of them days. It was my anniversary. We did some interesting things. For my anniversary, for our anniversary. I'm sorry, I keep saying my anniversary. That's rude. For our anniversary, we did some interesting things. We went to the movies and saw this movie called Cocaine Bear. I don't know if y'all seen this daggone preview of the movie Cocaine Bear. If anybody seen it yet?
Yeah, it looks interesting. I want to see it.
That movie is hilarious. And it's funny because me and David went during the midday when kids supposed to be in school. And so it wasn't nobody in the movie theater. So we sitting there and we just geeking. We just laughing, geeking because we in the movie theater by ourselves. And we like, all right, bam, we're going to get the whole movie theater by ourselves because we in a retirement community. So bam, ain't no old people going to come and see Cocaine Bear. So this lady walks in and she had her two daughters with her. And she kind of stopped. Like I said, your day kids are supposed to be in school. So she kind of paused. I guess we threw her off because she probably ain't think nobody was going to be in the movie theater and see that she bringing her daggone kids that look like they belong in middle school to see a movie called Cocaine Bear. Yeah, she took them kids to go see Cocaine Bear. But yeah, the movie was pretty good. So if you get a chance to get out and see it, I don't want to give too much. I hate to give too much in movies because people be all in their feelings. Oh, why you tell me? It don't matter. It's still gonna be good either way. But what else did we do? We did a lot of eating. A lot of eating. I can say for sure that me and David like to eat. We here to eat. We got up that morning and had breakfast and mimosas on the beach, which was awesome. They had these really good they had some new flavor mimosas. I don't know if you had kiwi mimosas. Kiwi
I ain't never heard of that.
Oh my God, the kiwi strawberry mimosa, and he had passion fruit mimosa. The passion fruit mimosa was pretty good too. Um, then where did we go? Yeah, we went to the beach. We had breakfast on the beach. I had the shrimp and grits. Oh my God, I have been searching for shrimp and grits since I got here, and I finally found my shrimp and grits. It wasn't what I wanted it to be. The grits was real kind of, they weren't like cream of wheat style. They were a little, I don't know, they was like not watery, but almost like a oatmeal type texture. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have them grits kind of, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have them gritty, kind of dryish looking. They was like a real not watery, but like sticky looking, like paste. It was paste looking. That's what it was. It was a pasty texture. So I did my little hoo-ha, put some little mixtures in there, put a little salt, pepper, did my little thing, add a little butter. So I made it come out a little bit better, but yeah, I will never go there and get shrimp and grits again. It's just not, everybody don't know how to cook. You got to check. This is the thing that I found out, because the next day we went to this breakfast spot. The next morning we got up and we went to this breakfast spot called Metro, and it's supposed to be the hottest spot down here, the hottest breakfast spot. And what I found out is that when you go to restaurants, if you can go to the bathroom, because usually where the bathroom is, you can get a glance of who in the back cooking. Check to see who cooking the food. Usually when you go in the bathroom right there, you can see who in the kitchen cooking. You can kind of see back there a little bit when you go in most restaurant bathrooms. They keep them right there by the kitchen. It was different. So look, when we went the first day, when we went Monday to get breakfast on the beach, the door to the kitchen was right there where we were sitting at on the little balcony. So I could see who was in the kitchen. I hate to say it wasn't nothing but a whole bunch of Caucasian people that was cooking. The next day we went to Metro, and their cook spot, like the spot where they cook, is open, so you can see all the cooks back there. It's almost made like Waffle House, so you can see everybody that's cooking. Guess who was all back there? And I got chicken and waffles, nothing but us, and that chicken was hit, and it was seasoned just right, just the right crisp and every bite. The waffles, they put the strawberry butter on the waffles. Oh my God, y'all ever had strawberry butter? I'm tell y'all something about strawberry butter. That's my new butter. I'm gonna figure it out. That's my new strawberry butter with the strawberries, with the cut strawberries on the inside of the butter. And then when it melt on the waffle, and then you put the little syrup on there. Oh my God, I might be hungry. Go ahead, Black Roses. How was your morning?
Oh my goodness, my morning was good.
That is true.
My week
that
was
is
okay.
true. Damien Hall said that is true. You got to check your cooks. I'm trying to tell you, check your cooks. You know if you can get it.
Very much so.
Check your cooks before you go eat.
No, right now.
Yeah, strawberry butter with the cut strawberries on the inside of the butter. So when it melted and you started to rub the butter on them waffles, and they had just the right amount of what's that, powdered sugar? Melt in your mouth.
It's giving fat.
I am. On the inside, I am.
It's giving my 600-pound life.
I am. Don't let me fool y'all. I can eat. Black Roses, can I eat?
She can eat.
I hate
you. It's giving my 600-pound life. Exactly.
I don't care. I like to eat. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
You can eat.
My anniversary was beautiful. My husband know the way to
Right.
my heart and is eating. He know the way to my heart. We must have ate about 6 times that day. Cause then we had our midday snacks when we was at the movies. We ate about 6 times that day. And we had a nice time. We went up to the outlets and ate some more. Got some snacks at the outlets. Then we came back after the
Okay.
movie. We got some snacks at the movies. Then after we left the movie, we went out to eat. Got dinner. Yeah, it was good. He know the way to my heart. Food. That's all that keep me happy. Just food. Just some good food. That's what keep me happy.
Just feed her and she'll be quiet.
Absolutely. But how was your week? How was your week, ma'am?
It was always regular schmegler dougler, you know me. Same old thing, just a different day.
Your
Nothing new,
spirit's
nothing
not up
exciting.
today. What's wrong with you?
Um, it's personal.
Okay.
It's personal.
I feel like each week we just change moves. I feel like one week you be like, "Hey, good morning," and then I'm like, "Hey, good morning," and
Hmm.
then the next week I be like, "Hey," and you be like, "Good morning. Welcome to I.Am.She." But y'all, yeah, let's get
Yeah.
into these topics. So before we get into you, I know you had a lot of hot topics, but it was one that I ran across that I really wanted to talk about. I don't know.
Hmm.
I just want some people's opinions on this. So I don't know if y'all heard this rapper called Duty Low, how he won $11 million for a lawsuit for suing this girl that he was dating, FTN Bay. He won an $11 million lawsuit because she claimed that basically tarnished his name. He was a rapper. She basically tarnished his name by saying that he molested her son when they was
Oh
dating.
wow. Oh wow.
But then came back out on another interview and stated that oh basically retract what she said and was like, I don't know, my son is only 5. Maybe he really didn't understand. And I asked him why he told me that story. He said he didn't know. Or no, she said something about he pooped on himself. He didn't know what else to say because he was scared because he pooped on himself. So he made the story. It was very weird. It was given to the point
Yeah,
where
it's giving weird.
she did an interview on this lady show. I can't remember the lady's name. I'm so sorry, I can't remember it to quote it. But the lady basically told her, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave my show. She told her to leave to the point. Oh, it was just like the interview. I felt the way she felt, like you got some stuff with you. You're not like, you got some stuff with you, and your story is sounding really, you know, made up.
Fishy.
Like it's a lot of holes and stuff
Hmm.
in the story. So she pretty much just told her, okay, you're gonna have to get off my, you can leave now. Basically exit my show.
Hmm.
But yeah, he ended up suing her and he won. He won $11 million in a lawsuit against her. And then
As he
she
should.
so she basically was saying, the way she basically tried to kind of on the lady show, she basically came back and was like, oh yeah, he basically, the way that she put it was like she was mad because he broke up with her.
Oh
So she
wow.
made
So
up
that's
a story. Is how it
oh
sounded like
wow.
she did. She
Well,
was
did she have
angry.
$11 million to give him?
She got some money. She's a I think she's an Instagram model or something like that. So she got some
Oh, so she
coins
got a few
because,
100,000.
yeah, they was posting money back and forth. They was posting pictures of money back and forth. She had posted a picture where she was laying on all this money. Like she had a whole floor filled with like $100 bills and stuff, and she was laying in the money like tell the truth or something like that. No, she was like, take a lie detector. Take a lie detector test to prove it. And that's what he did. He took the lie detector test, and then he went on to take his money and write in his money, she lied. It's
Oh wow.
hilarious the way that they just was doing petty stuff. But yeah, he won. He won $11 million. Because she tarnished his name. He's a rapper. He's a well-known rapper. I don't know where they're from. Um, probably somewhere off the West Coast. So yeah, he won, and so she came back and she basically like he did everything you said. You basically was like, he lying. I believe my son. Take a lie detector. So he took the lie detector, and it proved that he was telling the truth. He didn't do anything to the girl's son. So, and they end up arresting her too. They ended up
As they
arresting her.
should. That's false.
And
That's
so,
false accusations,
right, especially with somebody that's well known and trying to create,
allegations, I guess.
yeah, allegations. Yeah, somebody that's trying to make a name for themselves, especially, all these, a lot of these rappers and these artists, I feel like they go through so much. And these females that just, like, I feel like not every female, because some stories are accurate. These Some of these rappers, they get their little crew. I forgot what they call them, their entourage, and they run these trains on these little girls. Some of them do that stuff, drug these girls and stuff like that. But then you got some of these Instagram chicks and some of these chicks that just do stuff like that. They go and they try to make money off of somebody else's name. And I hate it because these people, it take a lot for them to get where they are. It's not just an overnight thing. These people put in work to get where they are, and some of these girls don't care. Some of these guys don't care. You have guys out here making allegations as well about males or about females and stuff like that. And these people that come with these stories and they try to monetize off of these people that work hard for their name, it's crazy. Like, make your own
Hmm.
money. Make your own
That is
money.
true. I'm
Hustle
gonna
the
have to look into that story. I ain't never heard of it, but I'm gonna look into it after this. Oh, that's
yes.
crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna look into that.
It just really stood out to me. It really stood out to
Hmm.
me. And I feel like these things should be taken more seriously, because a lot of guys that don't have the money, which the other thing is, he had the money to hire a good lawyer to keep a law team behind him to back him in order to win the case. But a lot of these guys that's out here, and a lot of these people, I'm not going to say guys, I'm not going to keep saying guys, because you know girls go through it too. A lot of these people
Absolutely.
out here are still sitting in jail because they don't have the
Hmm.
funds to back them to be able to prove that, hey, I didn't do it. Look at that guy. Look at that little boy, that college boy that was locked up that while ago. That white girl claimed that he was a football player. I don't know if you remember that one. It was a young black guy. He was a football player, and a white girl claimed that he raped him. And then he come all this time later on down the line, they end up releasing him after all this time. But now he older, he can't even go back to school and try to, get his career stuff back together. Like, he can't even follow through. I think I gotta look it up, but time they released him, he was too old to even go back and try to, go back on his scholarship and even try to play college football to then get to,
And where was
the
this at?
NFL. This one was a long time ago. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I remember I seen the story a while ago. I hate to bring it up when I don't know where it was, but I seen it a
Right.
long time ago. But I see it a lot. You see it a lot. These girls and these people that make these allegations, and then these people don't have the money to back them for somebody to prove their case, to prove their innocence, and so they stuck in jail. So I really think
Hmm.
that, it should be taken a lot more seriously, when things happen to people like that. When these females are just out, or these males are just out to get demonetized off of these people.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
not taken as
Exactly.
seriously as it should be.
That's true. I'm gonna have to look into that story. I ain't never heard of that girl before, or him. Actually, I ain't
I'm
never
gonna
heard of
send
either
it to
one of
you.
them.
I'm getting ready to send it to you right now. It's a lot to it, but yeah, that just really was like, it just really played on me, it just played on my heartstrings a little bit, because I was like, this happens
Right.
so much, it makes no sense. And for somebody to finally actually be able to, win and prove themselves and prove their innocence. But you got to also think about all the stuff he had to go through before he even got to be able to prove that he was innocent. You got to think about how much he probably lost. How many, he said he got so many threats.
Is his name Greg Kelly? I don't know.
The
Maybe she
rapper,
can go.
the
I think I don't know. I think he might be talking about the football. You talking about the football player? What is his name?
Are you talking about
Damien.
the football
Damien.
player
You
or
talking
the
about the
rapper?
football player? Hmm. But let's get into the other hot topics we have. Y'all, my eyes are really like blurry right now. I don't know what's going on with my eyes. Um, let's get into some really good hot topics that we had talked about earlier this week. Um, amongst ourselves, but we feel like we could bring it to you guys. Um, the first one is I don't know. What's the first hot
You don't
topic?
know.
No,
You
okay.
need the
So
hot
the first
turn.
hot topic was this
Oh my
guy
god.
had stated that he took a girl on a date and to the movies. He wanted to go to the movies with this girl. But he like, okay, before we go to the movies, I'm gonna stop and get some snacks. So she said he pull up to the Dollar Tree and he goes in.
Whew, time to read. A guy took me on a movie date. He wanted to get some snacks before we go. He pulled into Dollar Tree. I called an Uber while he was in there. God, I'm glad I'm not single. First of all, did you bring him his keys before you left? I mean, he left you in the car. For all we know, he could have thought you got trafficked or kidnapped. You just ain't being communicative. Next, how rude is that? First of all, I want to thank her because a lot of people are in the comments going hard on this young lady, and I want to thank her for not wasting this king's time. First of all, he's taking you out on a date and he's getting you snacks. Whether he paid for them at the dollar store or paid for them at the movie, you didn't pay for anything, so how dare you turn your nose up? Also, he's showing he truly does see something with you for him to go to the dollar store and get snacks. That means he's about to load up. That's not even being cheap, that's just being smart with your money. Fiscally responsible. She cute too, but so blind. Parents, teach your kids about dollar store snacks going to the movies.
So that was really like, girl, are you serious? Are you for real? Like, be for real. Do you not
And
know
you're
that
not
the
paying
same
for
snacks that
anything.
are at the movie theater? But do she not know that the same snacks at the movie theater are the exact same snacks at the Dollar Tree? Only thing
Absolutely.
is a price difference. You can go get
Absolutely.
goobers, you can go get cookie dough bites, you can go get all of those things at the Dollar Tree for $1 instead of paying $6 at the movie theater. Like, girl, he did the right. Listen, shout out to that king. I'm glad he dropped her or whatever. I'm glad she left. But my thing is, you called an Uber home, sweetheart. Like, be for real. Like, girl,
But
people are so shallow when it comes to dating. Like, it doesn't require much. And it's so crazy how being a single woman out here in the world and navigating the dating world, listening to other people's stories and hearing some of the things, even as other single women from other ethnicities and things have been saying, it's like, even hearing men say certain things, it's like, dang, are people really that shallow? Like, are we
they are.
really that shallow? And it especially for Black women, for me, it's like, look, I'm cool with a nice little first date. I'm cool with a little coffee date, or I'm not one of those type of women who feel like, oh, you got to take me to Ruth Chris, or you got to take me to Sullivan's, or you got to take me here, or you got to take me all these fancy places. But it's like on a first date, I don't expect a lot from a first date because we're getting to know each other. We haven't been out in an intimate setting with each other before. So it's like your first date, I feel like should not be, and this is my opinion, my most humble opinion. Everybody might not agree. On my first date, I don't want to go nowhere extravagant where I can get a $300 steak because it's no telling how or what a man is expecting from you. And they say prices are high at the movie theater because they make money from the film and they pay for it. Um, but I feel like, in my opinion, my first date, I don't want it to be like somewhere extravagant because you have a lot of guys who go on these first dates and be expecting to pay for a woman or not to pay for a woman and be expecting some cookie after. And it's like, nigga, all you did was buy me a little $30 steak. You think you about to get some cook? Mm-mm, mm-mm. And even still, on my first date, I'd rather pay for myself. Like, you pay for you, I pay for me. And because it's so many expectations nowadays when you're going out on these dates with people, and it's so much, even with that movie theater date, it could have went a whole nother way. But I feel like Her getting out of that car because he went to the Dollar Tree to get some snacks is very, very asinine in my opinion. Like, girl, be fucking for real. Like, you getting out the car because you don't want to get some snacks from the Dollar Tree. Baby, I would have been right in there with him picking out my snacks, because get what I like. Don't get what you like. Don't get me no thing, no little, what them things is called, them junior mints. I hate those. Get
Right.
me some goobers or something. Matter of fact, let me just get some chocolate. Women have become very shallow. Yes, women have become very shallow. I can really attest to this. And we don't agree on too many things, but I can really agree on that. We are expecting so much from these men on a first date, and it's crazy. Like, I listen to both sides of the spectrum. Don't get me wrong. I listen to single men and I listen to single women. A lot of and both of us have horror stories. We both have horror stories about first dates. But I feel like on my first date, and you just go on TikTok and just put in first date stories. But it's like, for me, a first date is something so subtle, something so small, and I want it to be nothing big. I don't want you to leave expecting anything from me, and I don't want to leave expecting anything from you, other than a second date if we agree on that and if we having a great time together. But as far as a first date, I don't want to go somewhere in this nice extravagant restaurant. I don't want to do that. No, and I don't really
So
want you to pay for me. I want to pay for myself.
right. So my take on this with these female, I'm not gonna keep saying these females because then people gonna think I'm bashing females. My take on it is, with these people dating, if you can't afford to take yourself to that same restaurant, if you can't afford
Exactly.
to do those same things that you expect that person to take you out as a date, don't expect them to do it if you can't afford to do it on your own. If it's not something that's in your price range, don't
Mm-hmm.
expect. So for example, what I mean, let me just break it down. What I mean, if you know on a daily basis that you don't take yourself to Ruth Chris regularly by yourself, if you know that that's just a restaurant that's not within your budget, don't expect when you meet a guy that, oh, I'm gonna get him to take me because I'm not, because if it's not in your budget, it might not be in his budget either.
It might not be in his budget either. And here's my
Be
thing.
open.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been to Ruth Chris. It's not that I can't afford it. It's just that I have no desire to go, because everybody has hyped this place up, and I'm pretty sure the food is great. Pretty sure the food is immaculate. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go because it's like, oh my God, let's go to Ruth Chris, and it's like, what's the hype behind it? I'm like that with a lot of places. I would rather go to a nice, small mom and pop restaurant than to go to some
Right.
extravagant
I
paying,
love a good mom and
all
pop
this money
restaurant.
for us. I love me a good mom and pop restaurant. Love me a good mom and pop restaurant. But it's like, I don't want to go somewhere where it's like, oh, I want to be seen. I want niggas, like, I want people to know he's taking me to Ruth Chris. And it's like, it really has no value in it. It has
It doesn't.
nothing to it.
It
Like,
doesn't.
take me, if you want to take me somewhere on a nice first date, my favorite restaurant is Raw Sushi. Take me there. Like, Raw Sushi has the best sushi ever. I love that place. Like, I love that, but I can go there for myself. I've been there plenty of times and by myself and pay for my own bill. But I say that to say, like, you don't have to go to extravagant places or do extravagant things to have a first date. We have set this standard in dating so high that it's just sometimes impossible for a person to even want to waver from that, because it's like you are being looked at like, oh, you're weird. You're weird. How can you do that? Like, like, it's so crazy. The bar is just so, it's in hell sometimes, and sometimes y'all be trying to get to heaven and it ain't even going upstairs. Like, it's just so sad, the dating world and how everything is, and just navigating through it. It's just like, I feel like, do what's best for you. If you one of them, and here's my other thing, if you one of them guys that like high-end bitches, go get you a high-end girl that want to take your money, and then you can complain about it. But settle for something that you can do and something that you can afford. A nice little
Right.
coffee date is not bad for a first date. A baseball game. It's so many different
Oh,
ideas and
take
things
me
that we
to a
could do
game.
as a first date. Take me to a game.
Take me to a
Take
hockey
me to a
game.
baseball
Let me
game.
tell you. Okay, so let me tell you me and my husband's first date was at the basketball court. We went and played basketball. We went and played
Okay, that's
basketball.
cute.
And then we went back and we cooked together. That was our first date. We did just play
Okay, that was
basketball against
good.
each other. We had little simple dates. We just being just being in each other's company. It was enjoyable, just being in each other's company, enjoying life. And when I say enjoying life, I don't mean you have to fly me out to Dubai. I mean just enjoying even the smallest
Girl, that's
things.
what
Like
some
we
women are
would do
expecting on the first
stuff.
date.
Like we would do stuff like I don't know if they still have it, or if y'all remember down the harbor when they would have like the little movies that they would show off of Federal Hill. You take your little blanket out there and they show the little movies off of the side of the little wall thing down in Federal Hill. You know the little school where they have the little art right across from Federal Hill.
Girl, I have no idea.
So we actually went on a date doing that. We went and took the blanket out. We would just find just simple things to do when we were off, and that was our simple dates. I didn't expect, even though we're right across the street from Ruth Chris, we're right across the street from the harbor where they had so many restaurants. We would still do little stuff, find little things around the city to just do. Not even around the city, just around Baltimore. It was so many things. It's so many things that you can do without spending a lot of money. And I never once,
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong. I told y'all the last episode when I met my husband was on a government salary. He was 19 on a government salary, driving a Mercedes Benz. So don't get me wrong. It ain't that we couldn't afford, because we both worked at the same job. So we both were on a government salary. But it was just but at no point of any of our dates did I question or look at him like, why you ain't taking me here? Or why you always want to go to this? I never
I
once
think
questioned what
for
you got.
exactly. I think for most women, we have settled for so long, and I can say this for single women because I'm a single woman. I think that sometimes as women, we have settled for some things that so long that we just now feel like I deserve better. And I get that. We all deserve better. But at the same token, at what expense? Because you deserve better and you wanted this man to take you to Capitol Grill or to Fogo de Chao on your first date, and it's like, be fucking for real, girl. Be for real. Like,
Mhm.
be for real. And something so minute as getting snacks from the Dollar Tree for her to feel like, oh no, I am beneath this. Like, girl, you are so shallow and so dumb. Like, just as well as you didn't appreciate that, another woman will. Another
But
woman
here's
will
the
appreciate certain things about
but
him.
here's
Like,
the
okay,
thing. But here's the other thing. I don't mean to cut you off now, but I'm
no,
just
no, you're
listening to what
fine.
you say. Here's the thing. That same girl with the right dude is gonna go back to, if she find the right dude and this dude say, you trying to come over my house without a date, that same girl is gonna go over a dude's house that's just ain't got nothing planned and think it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going over so and so house. We going
Yeah,
Netflix and
yeah.
chill. That's that
One
same
thing
chick
about
that's
it,
going Netflix
I
and
love a
chill with
dude with a plan. I love a man with a plan. If you got a plan, you want to take me on a date, I love a man with a plan. Don't ask me, oh, where you want to go, what you want to eat. If you saying, Crystal, be dressed by 8 o'clock, we're going out to dinner. I expect you already to have the dinner reservations ready. I expect you already to have this. I don't expect you to say, Crystal, be ready
y'all
at
might
8
have
and
to
we
wait
going to
till
your
10.
house and chill. That's not what we doing. And I'm not gonna take you serious. Don't say,
But
Crystal,
don't
oh, I expect you to be ready at 8 and I'm ready at 8 and I'm looking nice and I'm looking good and where we going? Oh, we going to my house to chill. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not taking you serious.
don't
Okay,
expect
I'm
Crystal
not
to be
taking you
ready at
serious.
8 though. Expect Crystal to be
Don't
ready at
expect
about 9:30.
expect Crystal to be ready about nine
don't
o'clock, about nine
don't put the
9:30.
reservations
Don't
for
tell me to be
8.
ready at
You're
8.
gonna set yourself up. Don't put the reservations at 8 for Black Roses. You're gonna
Baby,
set
eight
yourself.
o'clock.
You're
I'm
gonna miss
just
the
getting in the
whole dinner.
time. I'm getting in the time at 8 o'clock.
You're gonna miss the whole
Listen,
dinner.
I am
The whole
horrible. I this sidebar. I
dinner.
am horrible with time, and it's not on purpose. It's just this. I don't know where this procrastination spirit, and I'm trying my best not to let that get to me this year. That is one of my goals this year is to be on time. But baby, it is taking me out. I am horrible with time, child. So don't tell me to be ready by 8 o'clock because that's not gonna happen. You need me to be there at 8. I need to start getting ready as soon as at 4 o'clock.
That's why. That's why I stopped going out with her. She be like, "You going to this bar? What time you leave? I'm gonna be there about 10ish. I'm going to sleep at 10ish, ma'am. I got to do some stuff to keep. I gotta drink 2 Red Bulls, turn my music up loud, and dance around just to wait until you ready to get to the damn. I cannot be.
My best friend had asked me to go out with her on Thursday, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to be there by 8 o'clock." Okay. 9 o'clock, I was leaving out the house.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, me.
Don't set yourself up.
I am horrible with time. I'm sorry, y'all.
Set yourself up, and then they look, and then they. This how she used to run in the studio. Everything. Ain't this how she used to run in the studio? Everything just. It's 10:57. She running the studio like this, Nate. Y'all gotta charge up. My computer ain't charged.
Y'all think I'm bad? I'm bad like that at work. At work, I be like, I get there when I get there. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Work gonna know I'll get there when I get there. Don't expect me at 7:30. I know my time sheet says 7:30. Baby, I'm here at 8:45.
How you come and you still gotta prepare? Like, I got the computer up, I'm ready, and she's still talking about, hold on, I gotta go in bed for my lashes.
And he knew it, and I had to get pretty, and I had to put my lashes on. Don't let me not have my lashes on. That's another thing.
I gotta put my lashes on.
I'll be ready in 10 minutes. I need to put my lashes on.
So just to be clear, when we used to be in the studio, and we were starting at 11:15, it was not KD. KD was sitting at the computer at 11 o'clock. It was never KD when we started at 11:15.
It was a struggle.
But on a serious note, so going back to this dating thing, because I saw something similar on Instagram. I saw something similar. And so I asked my husband, I said, when it comes to dating, are you one of those guys that expect to pay, or are one of you? Oh, that's what the question was. Should you pay? Should the dates be 50-50? When you go on a date, should you expect to do 50-50 when you go on a first date? So I asked him, I said, are you a 50-50 guy, or are you the guy that's going to pay for the meal every time? And he was like, well, I always go on a date expecting as a male that I'm going to pay. If she decides that, hey, I got it, or hey, I'm going to pay my half, that's fine. But when I was dating, I always went on dates expecting that as a male, that it's my obligation to pay.
It's so crazy that you say that. Jalen had, he was like, "Ma, I'm taking my girlfriend to Kobe Steakhouse or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So he's like, I'm like, "But Jalen has, who's paying?" He like, "Of course, me." And I'm like, "Well, you do know it's okay to let your girlfriend pay for dinner sometimes." He like, "What?" I'm like, "It's okay to let your girlfriend pay for dinner, like pay to take you out." He like, "But Ma, you never taught me that." And I'm like, "Damn, I didn't." He's like, if we go to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or something, she'll buy that. But when we go out to eat, I pay. And I was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "But is it wrong that I pay?" I said, "No, it's not wrong that you pay, but it's okay to let a girl pay for dinner for you sometimes." And he's like, "Well, how am I supposed to do that?" And I said to myself, "I said, you know what? Just keep doing what you're doing, because I don't even know if it's right or if it's wrong. We are living in a society where if a man need to pay the whole bill." And it's like, for me, I'm going to say for me, I've been on dates where I paid. I've been on dates where I don't mind paying for a date. I don't mind paying for it. If we're going out and I say it's on, hey, let me take you on a date, I'm going to pay. And I'm not saying let me take you on a date and you pay. I'm going to pay. Yeah. And it be times where I be like, "Give me the bill." And I feel like I feel like it's a certain type of sexy energy behind that. Not saying I'm going to pay for every damn date, because that's not true. But it feels good to be like, I got it. It feels good to be like, let me do this.
So it's like what you and Nate was saying when it came down to, I think we talked about, girls expecting. We were talking about, it was a group of girls that went in on a birthday, and the girl was upset. I know it was like a little skit, but the girl was upset because he wouldn't pay for all 15 her friends for her birthday. So it goes back to what y'all was saying, like, even if you're going on a date, even if the person asks you for me, I always at least made sure, and I think you said it before too, Blake Roses, that you still have money that if you need to, you're going to pay for your own meal if you need to. Because
If
the
I
other
need
thing
to.
is, with a first date, you don't know that person, you just getting to know that person. Some people, the way it is right now, I'm just saying, I'm not tarnishing dating, but you don't know how that date gonna go. Like that girl, for instance, that ran out
Exactly.
on, before they got to the movies. What if she was the one that said, I'm going to the movies? We go to the movies, and then she got there, she ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Or she's saying, well, I ain't paying for you. Even though she asked, but I ain't paying for you. So always expect that there's a chance that you may have to pay.
I always, whenever I go on any date with any person, I always make sure I have at least enough to cover my portion of food. And I always make sure I order within my limit of being able to pay for my own meal if it arises. Because I'm not
Right.
gonna go out to eat with a man and I got $66 and I got $6 in my pocket and my meal is $62. No, I always make sure I have at least $100 of my own money in my pocket so that I can be like, oh, I'll pay my half and you pay your half if anything ever arises. Because it's so many like I said before, it's so many first date tragedies that it is crazy that you have to think like this in today's society. Because you have men out here who be like, oh no, I ain't paying for your meal, I'm paying for mine. Oh, okay. And you have men who be like, oh, I'm taking you on a date, but when that bill come, he running to the bathroom and you don't see him. Oh no, ma'am, I'm paying for mine. And you need his information. Here you go. This is who you can reach for his portion of the bill. And it's like like I said, I have no problem taking a man. And you know what? I'm kind of changing how I date now. When I meet a guy, I usually offer to take them on a date first because, like I said, you have so many first dates where men be feeling like, oh, I bought you, a steak, so now you gotta give me some cuckoo, and it's like, no, you're not getting no cookie because you bought me a little $50 steak. So in order to eliminate those actions, you know what I say? So I'm taking you on a date. Let me take you on a date. It's okay to change your narrative. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash behind that, but it's so many times where I see a lot of women say they've been on first dates with these men and they take them to different places or anywhere and they feel like, oh, I bought this for her, so she gotta give me some. No, that's not how this night gonna end, baby. That's not how this gonna end. But it's so weird. So now that we're saying that brings me to my next hot topic, which is, if you're on a date with a man or a woman, for everybody that's listening, and you don't drink, but that person drinks, and they say to you, he or she say to you, I'll pay for your food, but I won't pay for your alcohol. How would you feel?
Well, it depends on if you told me up front that you're not a drinker.
Got a question. If I offer to take you out on a date, right, and I give the disclaimer that I'll take you out on a date, but I don't smoke or drink. So since I don't smoke or drink, I'm not going to pay for any alcoholic beverages. And I say it I say, hey, just a little disclaimer, I don't have a problem paying for your food, but I don't pay for alcohol beverages. I guess it's not really a question. I guess it's your opinion. How would you take it? Do you think that I would be wrong? Or would you be like, okay, cool, I understand and I respect it? I already know what most gonna say, and I'm fine with that. But I stand on my word. And then not only that, you also got to look at it like this too. Even if you tell a person that, even if I did purchase an alcoholic beverage for you, you also got to take into consideration, some people don't know when to stop. So if I did offer to buy alcohol, or I didn't even offer, just sit at the table with you, you got to also take into consideration how many beverages that person, alcoholic beverages, that person may want to consume. So, but I do give that disclaimer. I'm not purchasing your liquor. I'm not trying to get you lit. I ain't trying to get you drunk. I'm not trying to get you tipsy. I'm not trying to get you buzzed. It's just what it is. I offered to take you on a date to sit here and talk to you sober. But that's just how I see it. What's your opinion?
That's what I was getting to. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say before the clip came on. It depends if you tell that person up front, then I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's wrong for them to expect, or for them to come in and say, all right, here's your bill. I paid for your meal, okay, and they're gonna pay for their drink separately, especially if they're not, you know, taking part in drinking. I think that's
So
okay.
I got this young man's video off of TikTok, and reading the comments, once again, ladies, we are so
You know it.
shallow.
You know
It's
it.
like, damn. This man, in my honest opinion, I said I'm cool with that, because best believe, first of all, hey Sandra, how are
Hey,
you?
thank you for
I'm
tuning
gonna say
in.
this. I'm gonna say this. First of all, hey Cam. First of all, I'm gonna say this. Just know, when I go on a date, I'm gonna have me a drink, and I might have one or two. I might have two or three, but I'm gonna have me a drink. Long as you're paying for that meal, I'm totally fine with that. I can accept that. Some of the women in the comments was like, "Oh no, that's unacceptable. I would never accept a date with you. I would drop you." Da, da, da. Somebody else was like, "You know what? I respect that, but I wouldn't go on the date." Other women, it was very few of the women in the comments that were like, "Okay, I could deal with that." But the majority of the comments from the women in the comments was like, "Oh no, I would never go on a date with you. I would decline." And it's like, for what? Because he don't. She's one girl was like, if you're gonna pay for one thing, you might as well pay for it all. And it's like, I respect that. Just like I respect, like, I don't buy cigarettes for people. If you give me the money, I'll buy you the cigarettes. But I don't spend my money and buy people cigarettes, because that's not my habit. That's not my thing. But I will buy you a drink. I ain't buying no cigarettes. That's just like with weed. I smoke it occasionally, but I'm not buying nobody no weed, because I don't smoke weed every day. I don't. If he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. How can you expect him to go out and just pay for all your drinks? And like he said, some women go overboard. Some women order 3 or 4 drinks. Like, oh, I ain't paying for this shit. He might as well pay for it. And here's my thing: even when I go on dates, I don't order what I like to drink. I will order a modest cocktail, because I know what I like to drink. I like to drink Hennessy. Hennessy is very expensive in some places. Well, in all places. So I don't go on dates expecting a man to buy me 3 shots of Hennessy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, okay, give me one little cocktail, maybe two, and I'm going to cut myself off, because I know that he may be paying. So I'm not going to drink up his money because I want to be drunk, or I want to have a drink, or I want to, feel whatever I may want to feel. And it was just so hard looking at the comments and seeing some of the videos that the women were reposting. It was just like, damn, we are
How do
really
you?
making it hard.
So how did
My
you feel
husband is
about
like
that,
this, y'all.
Sandra? Like going in, how did you feel? Or were you a
According to
drinker?
his religion. Yeah, are you a drinker? Did you drink before? Or are you like, have you now converted to his religion? It's a sin. That's what people don't consider. Yeah. People don't consider that, especially when it comes down to some people's religion.
She was.
She
So
said I was. Oh, okay.
did you feel any type of way, or did you just not drink when y'all went on dates?
Yeah, like what happened? Like, how would you do that? Well, for me personally, I'm gonna say I'm a drink. I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna have me a cocktail. I'm sorry, and I get it. You want to speak to my sober mind, and I do too. But this ain't it.
So he wasn't. I was thinking like people have to consider, what if he was a recovering alcoholic?
That makes sense. See, and that would be something we would have to discuss. That would be
If
something
he
we
was
would
a
have to
recovering
discuss.
alcoholic and he just preferred, I would think I would side with that. He's trying to stay
Yeah,
on his path,
yeah.
and he's like, I don't even want to
hmm
condone anything that has to do with alcohol. I can understand. You just have
Well,
to
then,
understand.
in that retrospect, I would want you to deal with somebody who doesn't drink, because I can see if you say you just don't do it. That means you may have an occasional drink here and there. But for somebody who is a recovering alcoholic, I don't think I would be able to date that person, because I would not be able to not drink around them, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense. She said I was
Okay.
still drinking and then I stopped. Oh, that's good. Well, that's good. Congratulations to you on being clean and
Compromise.
sober. Yeah, compromise. I don't know if I can do that though. But I give my credit where credit is due to people who have said, okay, in order for my relationship or my life to work, I give up drinking. I get that, because some people drink in excess and don't know when to stop. Like he said, I saw one of my Instagram friends. He was talking about he took a girl on a first date. And he was showing that she had ordered 3 expensive cocktails. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you allowed her to do it. He like, look at her drinking all these drinks. And I don't know if he was doing it to be funny or if he was doing it to be, I don't know. But when he posted it and he was like, yeah, this is our first date. And he's like, yeah, she drunk 3 drinks already. And I'm like, well, damn, I don't know how I feel about that, especially being as though that he doesn't drink like that. He'll have a cocktail here and there, but he's not a drinker. So it would have been nice to get his opinion about it, but I'm not talking to him right now, so I don't care.
I mean, that goes back.
care.
I feel like when you were saying, a lot of the women, when you were saying like a lot of the women in the comments were, saying, oh, I just wouldn't do it, or I wouldn't be able to go on a date with you. I feel like, to me, I feel like those were those same women that don't take a dime in their pocket when they go on these dates.
I feel like that too. No lie. I really be feeling like that. And I really be feeling like some of the women who be saying shit like, oh, you gotta take me here. I be like, bitch, you trying to eat? Like, I don't care if my first date my first date could be at Golden Corral. As long as I know I'm eating, and I'm like you in a sense, I love to eat. I love food. So it's like, I don't care what my first date is. It could be at Golden Corral. I wouldn't give a damn. And it's like, we have become so hell driven on having the idyllic romantic first date, and it's like that kind of shit comes natural. You don't plan that shit out. That comes natural. You don't just go into a first date like, yeah, I know it's going to end up like this, it's going to end up like that. That's sidebar real quick. I saw a TikTok video where they were talking about hopeless romantics. I'm a hopeless romantic, and thanks y'all, it was working, and I was never a happy drinker. See, that's good. That's real good, Sandra. I was watching a TikTok video, and it was like people who are hopeless romantics, these movies and these TV shows be playing in our mind, and that's where we mess up. Being a hopeless romantic is really a scam, because we be thinking that our life going like, oh, my knight in shining armor gonna come and he gonna sweep me off my feet and we gonna live happily ever after. Baby, that was written in a story. That was written in a movie. That shit is not gonna happen in real life. Stop it. And it's like, being a hopeless romantic is really a scam. It's really a scam, because you thinking like, oh my God, he's gonna be this and we're gonna have this and we're gonna do that. No, baby, that ain't how that's gonna work. Nope. It's not. That is not how this is gonna work. And it's so crazy that we really play into these TV shows and these even reality shows, and we play so much into it. And I think that's where a lot of these women be looking at the housewives, or they be looking at Basketball Wives, and they be like, oh my God, he did this for her. And it's like, yeah, baby, he had the coin to. You messing with a regular schmegler, degler, average Joe. He ain't got that kind of money. Now, he might have a couple thousand in his bank account. He might. He just might. But that don't mean that is your money.
Money, right.
That's his money. Let him say it how he choose.
Say it again.
And I be really wanting to check some of our Black women on some of the things that we say, because I be like, y'all, we really out here being a detriment to the dating community. And y'all Black men too, I be hard on y'all asses. Y'all know I be on y'all ass. But Black women, I gotta be on y'all too, because we gotta have some type of accountability somewhere. Because we have to stop with this nonsense that everything has to be how it is on Instagram or how it is on a reality show. That's not real life. Here's my thing. Do you have that's right. Can you match it? I had a conversation with a friend the other day about, what he's expecting in a relationship when he finally gets a relationship with a woman. And he was saying, like, somebody I can grow with. I don't want to be in this same space in 5 years. I want to be somewhere different. I want to know we can be able to do something different. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, like, Of course I want that. I don't want to be, yeah, we waking up going to work every single day for the rest of our lives. No, I want to be able to be like, all right, what we doing next? What's our next business adventure? What's our next thing we're doing? And I'm like, a lot of these women don't even have the goals or the drive to or the ambition to want to be on another man's level. And it's like we have to start thinking high of ourselves, because I get it. You might work at, even, let me just say me. I got a little cute little job or whatever. It's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But it's like I want more for myself. I want more than just being able to say, oh, I work at the state. That ain't nothing. Like, that ain't nothing. I want to be able to
Absolutely.
say, yeah, I do this, I do that. But a lot of women be having expectations on relationships that they don't even have on themselves. And we be expecting these men to come in with all of this money and all of this glitz and glamour and sweep us off our feet and save us and our
Save.
5 kids. And that's not going to happen.
That's what I
That's
gotta
just
say.
not
Save them.
going
They
to
want somebody to
happen.
save them. They want
That's
somebody
just
to save
not
them.
gonna happen. I'm sorry. And there may be a man out here for you that will do that. I'm not gonna deny that. There may be a man out here who might be like, yeah, I like Keisha and her 5 kids. Don't get me wrong. But baby, you cannot be expecting this man to come with millions in the bank. That's not how that's gonna work. That's not how that's gonna work. It might just be Ray Ray, who was a general manager at Red Robin. That might be who it is. Ray Ray making pretty good money.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be.
General
It
managers
ain't
make good
gonna
money.
be
Don't sleep on
exactly. It
them.
ain't gonna be a up and coming basketball player. It ain't gonna be a guy in the NBA coming to sweep you off your feet and be like, "Yeah, Keisha, I love you. Let's go about our business." Now that may happen for some, and it has happened for some women in the industry. It has, like, look at Keisha Kayor. She had 3 kids before she met Gucci. And bam, Gucci done gave her 2 kids and a million and all this money and all this, that, and the third. But she had a goal and she had drive behind what she was doing. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be sitting here trying to downplay the next man or trying to feel like, oh, I'm getting a baller, and that's not how that's gonna work. We have to be realistic when it comes to certain things in our lives. Not saying that it may not never happen to somebody, but it will. But it just might not happen to you, and you have to live your life based off of that. Because y'all be expecting the world from all these men, and it ain't even giving what it was supposed to have gave. Man, be for real.
Say it
Be for
again.
real. It might be Ray Ray who work at the post office, or who the mailman. But Ray Ray make good money. Ray Ray
But
making
ain't
two
the
hundred
end?
thousand a year.
But the end
Huh?
game is okay. So the end game isn't the end game of dating to find somebody who is compatible with you, somebody who you can spend the rest of your life with. So the goal is to eventually work together to create, wealth together, not just keep expecting that person to take care of you. That's the goal in relationships is 50-50. Well, that's in my opinion. Some people, I know it's a lot of people have different opinions about relationships and marriages being 50-50. But I feel like that's the end goal. That's what we want. We should want. I'm not gonna say that's what we want. That's what we should want is to build together eventually. Not just, I mean, everybody has to start off somewhere. And I mean, if that's the person, if you looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with, I mean, why not? Why I think it's more than fair to work together to, create a better lifestyle, to create the lifestyle that you want. I don't think it's fair to start to want to automatically start off with somebody that's created this wealth for themselves, because again it goes back into you don't know their struggle to get where they got to. You don't know what it took them to do. You don't know. And you did. And the other thing that gets me is that when these females and males, when they go after these people who have this, who have this certain stability, or they have a certain salary, or they live a certain lifestyle, when they get with these people, they just feel entitled. Like, what's yours is mine. We together. So what's yours is mine. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like they get some type of entitlement, especially when they get married and then they get divorced, things happen and they get this divorce. It's like, oh yeah, you owe me everything. I don't think that's right. If you came in and I already created this, and I already created this lifestyle for myself, and then I met you later on down the line, I don't agree with it. I mean, maybe, they always say I'm not a real girl. I'm a boy. I was supposed to be a boy, but I just don't feel it's right. I just would never be that person. I could never be that person. I'm not gonna sit there. No. Nate said a lady man. I guess so. Guess what? KD is here to be an advocate for all males. If you need me to be your advocate, hit KD on Instagram. You see it on the link. FMG_boss_lady, because I am a boss lady. I'm an advocate for the males. I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk on behalf of y'all. I don't know. I just feel like which I mean, I know everybody uses somebody for something. You use people for love. You use people for money. You use people to get to a higher stature in life. You use to get people to get to a certain status. But I particularly am bothered when these people create women and men, because men do it too. Look at Wendy Williams. Men do it too. They have these females that have already created a certain lifestyle for themselves and are already, well off. And then they come along and they do some stupid crap, like they end up cheating because, even though this woman has brought everything to the table, and all you have to do is, come in and do, set yourself up the same way. Learn from that person. Don't just automatically come in and take. Learn some things. I'm pretty sure if you with that person wants to see you win the same way they got to where they are. And then you get bitter. And then you feel like, oh, well, I'm entitled to half of everything. No, the hell you're not. Exactly. You didn't work for this. You met me when I was already here. You didn't work for this. So why do I owe you anything? And then the courts that side with, especially particularly women, the courts that side with these women. And now men, look, Wendy Williams had to pay until she started playing crazy, had to pay for her husband and his mistress. Like, y'all just the court side with these people and feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give them half of everything. Not mother didn't come in and help me build my damn foundation. Where the hell was
that's another thing, y'all. We be expecting these men to come in and they come in and they sweep us off our feet and they take care of us and they love us, and then bam, we leave them and take everything they work for.
Right, like you ain't come in and create and help me build my foundation. Why I got to pay you? Why? What in your inkling, in your mind, makes you feel like I should be paying you? Paying you for what? For sitting here next to me?
Well, that's how would you feel? All right, let's use this scenario. DJ Mustard and his wife Chanel, or Chantal, I forgot her name. I think Chanel. She met him when he had nothing. And DJ Mustard is a producer. She met him when he had nothing. He had nothing. Okay. So they get married. He blow up. He was sleeping on the floor with this man. Been through the mud with this man. And bam, he blow up. And now all of a sudden they about to get a divorce after being married for, I think, like 19 years. I can't remember how old it was, how many years they were married. Anyway, they was in the teens. And now she's looking for spousal support and child support, and he's like, oh no, baby girl, I'm not giving you shit. And it's like, wait a minute, what? And it's like, how do you expect this woman, how do you do a woman who been with you through the mud, rolled with you through the mud, and now y'all are getting divorced and you want to leave her with nothing? So some of the men in the comment was like, she was asking for, I think, like $20,000 a month in child support. And they were like, nah, get the kids to the father. Get the kids to the father. If he wanted them kids, he would fight for them kids.
Right.
If he wanted them kids, don't you think that would be an option? It wouldn't be let me have primary custody. It would be let me have joint custody, or let me have primary custody since I'm the primary breadwinner. And that's another thing I want to say. Like, I am so sick and tired of the Black community thinking that we got to live off of struggle love. And that comes to my next topic. I don't want to be in a relationship or in a marriage where we have to strive off of struggle love. When I get married, the only thing I want to be able to struggle with is dealing with grief, or if we're dealing with something like you losing a job or something like that. I don't want to deal with, oh, he beating on me, but I'm gonna stick through him. I'm gonna stick with him through it. Or he cheating on me, but I'm gonna stick with him through it. Or he got a drinking problem, but no, I'm not. Listen, I want us to be able to, Black women, to say, gone are the days of the struggle and ride or dies. I'm done with that shit.
Ride
I'm
or
not
die.
riding or dying for no nigga no more. I done ride and I done died and I done ride and I done died. I'm not riding and dying with nobody no more. I'm not struggling with nobody no more. I'm
I'm too
sorry,
old to
I
be a ride or
can't
die.
do it.
I'm too
I'm too
old to be
old.
a ride or
I'm too
die.
old to be in struggle love. I don't want
telling
no
on
fucking struggle
everybody.
love.
I'm telling on everybody.
I don't want no struggle love. You ain't finna be having me out here looking crazy. We living in the pine box and I'm talking about we got each other. No, the hell we don't. I'm finna get the hell up out of here. I can't do it. And it's just like, we have embedded, like, even with, men say, well, what happened to the traditional women? It was like, the traditional women were tired, but they couldn't get up and get shit for themselves because it was illegal. Women couldn't work back in the day on some time. They
Let
couldn't
me
do
just,
certain things
let me
sometimes.
just make this
So
statement. Let me just make this statement. We are no longer our grandparents. We are no longer
we are
our
not our
grandmothers.
grandmothers.
We're not our
We are not our
grandmothers.
grandmothers. I am not my grandmother. I am not. No, well, I can't say my grandmother because my grandmother was a straight shooter.
That's
She'll
what I
let a
get
nigga
ready to
know
say.
real quick. You know what I can honestly say? Both of my grandmothers was not the type of women to let a nigga just run over top of them. My mother's mom was married, I think 5 times. She didn't take no shit from no man. She did not take shit from no man. That was a strong woman. And even when her husband thought he was going to beat on her, she shot that nigga and he did not tell a soul that she shot him. And
Same.
she shot him in front of her children. She
That
shot him.
sounds
Everybody,
familiar.
when we get around my family tell this story all the time. And my aunt would tell you, yeah, my mama shot my daddy in front of me. Like, she shot that man in front of all her children, packed up her shit and moved to a small town in Mississippi called Prentice and lived there with her children and told that man to kiss her ass when he thought he was gonna whoop on her. My father's mother was the same way. She wasn't the type to let a man beat on her, but she was like, yeah, this nigga think he gonna do me dirty and cheat on me. She packed up her shit and moved out, moved to California, got her own thing. She was a VP at a bank. And you know where I get it from. She was a VP at a bank and she stayed at that bank. She climbed her way up from being a teller to being the VP. And that woman got her coins. And when she got all her money, she retired and she moved to Mississippi and got her own shit. Like, I come from a background of my grandmothers being 2 strong women that did not take any shit from a man. And I commend them on that. I don't care what you say. I feel like my dad's mom lived her life to the fullest. She got her shit. She moved to Mississippi, built her house from the ground up, bought her a store, sold her shit, and she was on her game. She didn't need a man for nothing. Not saying that she didn't probably want a man. She didn't need a man. And I need men to understand that that's a huge difference where we are in life right now. It's not that I don't want a man. I don't need you for anything, but I want you. I can take care of myself. I can handle my own things. I can handle my own finances. I can take care of doing things myself. It's not that I want to. It's just that it's my basic survival. That's my basic independent skill. That's shit that a grown ass woman's supposed to be doing, taking care of herself. Now, when a man come in, he takes over certain things in her life, yes. But don't think that because we're strong or we're independent that we don't need nobody. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that as an adult, I can take care of myself. As an adult be able to, but I need you here for emotional, for value, for different things. It's not that I don't want you for shit, but I need you. Men understand that women need to understand those things too. Now, yeah, of course, women need to understand those things. A lot of women don't get it. A lot of women, like, some women need a man. Some women need a man. I don't need a man. I want a man or a woman. Hell, we are living in the days now where we might want a woman too.
But and that's crazy because let me just as you were speaking, I was just thinking about that, and that's what made me say, "Oh, a woman," because I find something really crazy that I see as a trend in the in
Oh, I
the
saw one of your old pieces too.
LGBT community.
Speaking of
Why?
LGBT, I seen one of your old pieces.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that at this show. But why? Why do the females? Why do the feminine females, or I forgot what you call them, feminine females? Why do what? I thought something happened to that person, but why
Nope.
do they think?
Thursday.
Why do they feel like or think? No, I'm sorry. How do I want to put this? Okay,
She was stuttering her words now, Lord.
they do. No, you just threw me off. I thought something happened. I thought that person died. But
Nope. Who told you that person died?
Bel Air Road. It's Bel Air Road. I just assumed that something happened.
Girl, alive and well.
It's
alive and well.
But why do they do the same thing with men in lesbian relationships? They do the same thing as heterosexual relationships. Women automatically, because they, when they dating doms or the dominant one, they have the same expectations. Do you notice that?
They call them studs now. They like to be called studs.
Studs, I'm sorry. They have the same expectations though. The feminine one has the same expectation. But do you notice that? Do you notice that?
A woman. I
but
do
notice
that. I
That's
do
weird.
notice that a lot of the stud women like to go for these women who ain't never been with a woman, ain't never thought about being with a woman. Now she got 5 kids and all her baby daddies done left her or they in jail. And now you want to go after this girl because she think you fine, and now you think you making a relationship with her, and then boom, she end up messing back with one of her baby fathers, and now you heartbroken and now you mad. But roll the clip for the next one. Roll the clip. I'm just tripping off of a lot of things, but
me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children, and I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with, because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body, and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I
That was so heartbreaking to sit through.
Why?
Because what the fuck?
Why? I agree. I told you I'm here to speak on. I'm here to speak for the men.
You agree on him being a deadbeat dad?
I am here to voice my opinion for the men because I agree 100%. The first thing that man said was, I told you I did not want a child. We both agreed to make a decision to be irresponsible, which means that if that man told you that he did not want to have a kid, he was going to be a deadbeat father, he gave you every fact and red flag that you needed to say, hey, you got a condom?
Wow.
You got a condom? Because I know what you about. I already know what's going to happen if X, Y, and Z happens. I agree.
Wow.
He was upfront. He is not like most. I agree with the fact that he even putting it out there because most of these guys, that's how you end up getting so many of these battered baby mama, angry baby mamas, because a lot of these guys don't even put it out there. They don't even tell you that, hey, I ain't here for the long haul. Look at Nate. Nate says, speak the truth, lady, man. I hate it. Nate, I need you to speak on this because you're a good one when it comes to this. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Because I know you one that talk about these red flags. When somebody put these red flags out and you not listening, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? He told you. He told you. He said. He told you up front. He telling you everything up front. So what part of it are you not understanding? That man don't want to be a baby father.
So let's do the math. Let's do the math. He has 7 baby mamas. 7 children, 7 baby mamas. Now, he probably could have had more, but the other chick said, you know what? Put that condom on. I hear you. Let's get this done out the way. Or they went and got abortions. Now, this doesn't take any responsibility away from a man who still lays down with you, knowing what you really want. But the same is true on the other side. You know he's telling you. But women have this thing that my pussy is so good that it's going to make him see straight.
Okay.
And then 9 months later, you got 20/20 vision and you can't see him because he's fucking gone. Because he told you, I don't want this. And you was using your body to get the love that you were missing in your real life. Now you got a baby that's going to love you for the rest of your life. Minus the father. So the thing is, now you're going to tell that child that your dad did not want them, that they did not, and it's all truth. But you cannot be mad at somebody that tells you the truth and you, along with them, go along with the deed. And now I want to have this baby. Maybe because he got a little money, maybe because you think it's somebody that's going to love you or take care of you. But at the end of the day, these men are saying, I'm not ready for a child. I don't really love you. Or they would rather a relationship with you than with that child.
Oh, right.
Because if he does become quote unquote the deadbeat, you still gonna let him in that door every time he wanna fuck you. You still gonna let him in the door whenever he don't have nowhere to go. You still gonna make decisions against what you should be making decisions for. And I get it, BlackRoses. I understand the frustration and the anger, but he told you, he said it to you, even if it was in his, he said it. And maybe that dick was so good that you was willing to take that chance, but now you rolled crack. And now you got a baby to take care of by yourself. Now you got a baby daddy who only want to come in and fuck you or get something from you, and you gonna continue to do it thinking that this time he gonna see, hey, we can be a happy family. No, he gonna get up and eat them dry grits that Kay was talking about, and he gonna be out of there. But he told you, I don't want children. He said it to you. So when you found out you was pregnant, what was going through your mind? That's the question I want to hear to those 7 mothers, or I want to hear from these women who are now single. What did you hear that was so good that would make your baby child fatherless? What did he say to you? What did you hear him say? Because I
He
don't think
said,
some of y'all heard him say, "I don't want a child." I'm done. I'm sorry.
I just needed you to speak on it. Because I
This is
agree.
real life.
Come on, Black
This
Rose.
is how many of us are a product of a dad who did not want a child or did not want a child with our mother. I'm raising both of our hands.
Come on,
He was
Black Rose.
married to my
What you
mother.
got?
My mother was married to my father, and he did not. At 23, he 20. I'm sorry. He did not want a child. He wanted a wife. He wanted a life of singlehood, but he did not want a child, and he proved it because he got the fuck up out of there.
And that's fine. It's
So do you
fine
blame
if
your
you
mom
don't
or do
want
you blame your
kids.
dad?
Say that again.
Do you blame your mom or do you blame your dad?
I don't. I've gotten over the blame, but truth is truth. What in what in my father's behavior leading up to him fucking you did it say that this is a responsible man? And
They
having
were
a
married.
job don't make you responsible. Having a job don't make you responsible. Being cute, having a big dick don't make you responsible.
They were married, right?
They were married, but that don't mean he wanted children. That don't mean that.
Did he physically come out of his mouth and say, I want, like my husband? My husband came out and said, hey, I want kids. And now we stuck beside each other, even though I don't want these kids no more. I'm just saying, but keep that to yourself. But
But those things happen when we
you
were
got to pay
young. We all
attention.
wanted things.
But
We
you
did.
did.
We right.
You got to pay attention, because the same thing what my mother told me was that I didn't even know he had this conversation with my mother. My husband told me that he wanted 7 kids. Look, we up to 4. And I didn't hear this conversation. So yeah, I missed the red flag because ain't nobody tell me that we were up to 4. We was going up to 4. One was cute.
And that's what happens.
One
People
was
don't
stressful.
communicate. They don't communicate, and most times it's the woman who's not communicating. The man is often telling you and or showing you, I am not ready for a child. Even if he said, yeah, I would love to have children. What does his actions look like? Is he
Right.
saving money? But y'all get so hypnotized over these dicks.
Is he
Y'all don't
running the
even
street?
women today in today's world, y'all don't even care if he got money. Cause
That
y'all
don't
work.
even give me like the whole
Because
conversation.
wait, no. I'm not gonna say we don't care if he got money, but money isn't always a prerequisite for a relationship, though. Money isn't always a prerequisite for.
Y'all don't care about those things. And not to say it's not a concern, but that's not a priority. It's that dick, and y'all don't want to be lonely. So you would rather sacrifice your child having a stable parent because you don't want to be lonely for a couple months. Y'all are really I'm not speaking on you two ladies, but women are really sacrificing their children's foundation because they don't want to be fucking lonely no more. That is crazy to me.
Or it might not, or it could go the other way. It could be the people in their ear. The people in their ear when Black Roses was saying something, Black Roses just said something, and it made me go back to the families. Oh, when she was saying, I don't need a man is not needed. But you got a lot of families. Think about when you go back to your family, when you go to Thanksgiving and you go to all these get-togethers, you still got these aunts and these grandma and even these mothers. You still got these mothers. Why are you still single? Why you don't have a man yet? What's so wrong with that? But some people,
because embedded in their mind is that being a man. Because
I know part of my mother is still waiting for me to bring her home a grandchild. I don't know how many times I just say fuck those kids in front of my mother in so many colorful ways. My mother knows I don't do well. I beat children like for bad behavior. I'm not good.
I'm not good. I'm not a good parent. I'm not a good parent.
I don't fit into today's world. No. You want a child that's going to be put into jail with CPS charges? No.
I think it's okay if people don't want.
I'm being that serious.
I don't understand what's the big thing with people wanting kids. I think it's okay if people, because that was me at one point. That was me.
Mhm.
For the longest time, you couldn't tell me, and I'm gonna just tell you honestly, I had that same type of family where we would go down to Virginia for the summers and things like that. And my grandmother and my aunts and them, they would all consistently say, have these conversations where I would hear my mother say, "Kid don't like kids. Kid's not gonna be the person to have kids. She don't like kids. She just don't like kids." And I thought it was okay. It's okay if you don't want kids. It's okay for people not to want kids. I don't understand why people make it a big deal. Like you have to be married.
I don't know why
have
people. I don't know why people are equivalent. Like I don't know why people do the equivalent of having success or being successful mean that you have kids. Fuck them
that you
kids.
have to be settled down. That you have to have a family. They feel like
I don't want kids.
a family.
I never wanted kids, and that's hence why I only had one. But still, I don't want no damn children. I don't want no more. And people be like, "You're still young."
No matter what your,
I don't want no more fucking
the
kids.
idea is, why are you having a child? Are you having a child so somebody can love you? Are you, because you can go get a puppy for that? Are you having a child because your family is pressuring you to? Because fuck the family members. They not gonna be there every day.
I
But
know
why?
a guy that has. I know a person that has. I think they up to 14 kids now. Maybe it's a guy that has
Girl, shut the fuck up.
by. I want to
Over
say
a half an hour early. In this shit now.
a couple of
In
them
this
are.
shit now.
A couple of them are to have two kids a piece between the like some of the girls have two kids by this one person, but I think altogether they up to 14. One girl has 4 kids by this person. And that's
They
what was
probably not even back to back.
that's what was they are back to back. They stepping stone.
Oh.
But that's what was said though. That's what was said by him is that he wanted to have a whole lot of kids so that he would have somebody that's always going to love him no matter what. That was his take
Fuck
on it.
the
And
baby
it-
mamas who are
and
having
the
a kid's
thing-
mom, huh?
But see, we look at that type of person as like, "Ugh, that's a fucking, he's scum." But that's a mental disorder, because you're searching for something and you're getting it and you're not satisfied. Like it's not about somebody loving you, because you got 14 people with your name. That doesn't mean
Girl,
anything.
no,
It
he don't
does-
got no 14 kids. Get out my face.
Like it happens like that, and it is weird. It is, to the outsider looking in, I'm gonna say it that way, but these people there's a mental disorder
It is.
at play at this situation. And even wherever I hear men because I hear a lot of men talk about wanting to have a seed, like, and that's, you're not even looking at that person as a human being at that point. It's just an object of affection for you. And I know
Object,
people who, some of those people, in some cases, their life has changed because of it. But this is when you was about to bring up Krishan and Blueface. That baby is not necessarily going to change their lives for the better.
I think that's what she think. From my opinion, I feel like that's one thing that I feel like that's what she has kind of played in her mind, that this baby is going to change it's going to change their relationship. It's going to change their interactions between each other. It's going to soften him down. It's going to make him look at her a certain way.
But I wish she was smart enough to be that thoughtful. I really do.
But there's no
Because
way that she can think that because he already got 2 kids.
Right, and this because, so that's why I said I don't think that she's that smart to be that thoughtful, because at some point this baby is just content. This is going to keep that train moving of publicity, of social media, of reality TV. That's where her intelligence lies. This gonna keep getting me money. Oh, and this baby I'm gonna have the same connection with him that his baby mama has.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say. And some females do think like that. A lot of females feel like, oh, I'm gonna have his baby too, just so I can say I have his baby. I have a baby by him too. A lot of females think like that, think that way. So I can say
So
yes, that's my baby father too.
so let's minus out your actual reality. A dude, you sleep with a dude and you find out you're pregnant, and the dude says, "I need you to get rid of this." What is your first reaction? What are you gonna do, or what is your outcome? What will you do? Are you having a baby? Are you getting rid of the
All
baby?
right, let me give
What's
a
that?
moment of truth. Let me give a moment of truth. Y'all know I'm very transparent and I'm very, very, very open about what I do. I don't hide anything from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced something like that. I I in 2019 found out I was pregnant. And the guy that I was pregnant with, I was like, oh no, I don't want any more children. I can't do this. Oh no, blah, blah, blah. And my stupid self was like, I'm keeping my baby. But thankfully, God had other plans. I had a miscarriage. Only to find out around last year, maybe 2000 and yeah, some like early part of last year, that
He was mine.
he actually had another baby on the way.
Hold on, at the
So
time that
I
she was
would have
pregnant.
been, at the time that I was pregnant, another girl was pregnant as well. And I would have been baby mama number 5.
Ooh.
And I'm thankful that
Possibly.
it happened, possibly. And I'm thankful that it happened the way that it happened, because I was kind of blinded by, oh my God, I was ready to be a mother again. And I was like, oh no. When I found out, I was like, thank you, God. Big ups to you. And a lot of women don't get
Not big.
that.
Please don't bring my God into this. Please
It
don't.
was big ups to God. Listen, because I was being dumb and I was being foolish. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's
Babies
big
are
ups to God,
fools.
because
Babies are fools.
he saw the dumbness and he said, not my daughter, because baby, I am highly favored. I'm one of God's favorites. And he like, oh no, not my good daughter, and was like, I'm sorry.
Not my
Come
good
on,
daughter.
Lord Ray Ray, you gotta go home with me. And I'm thankful
No, not she dating no Ray Ray
because
already. Save them, Lord.
but
Save them.
you have women who are out here, like you said, wanting to just be moms. And it's, you know what, I don't know, it's 1,001 different reasons, and I can't explain it, and neither can they. Probably they would not probably be able to explain why they did or why they would choose to do such a thing, because a lot of women, it ain't even about the love of the man, or maybe it couldn't even be about the love of the baby. Once again, it's 1,001, a million reasons, affinity reasons why a woman would probably choose to do that. But whatever her reasoning is, I'm pretty sure it will all revert back to that man. And for me, I can't say that it was because of him, because it definitely damn sure wasn't. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But even now, he says, now I want more children, but I don't want no more kids with my baby mama's already got. And I was like, well, I'm going to be a goddamn fool to be doing that with you. And I had
I
to
mean,
say
but
it,
but and I'll preface this by saying, because I'm not a woman hater, as some people may think. But the reality is, I'm not. But I
I
have an
ain't
outlook
said
on
nothing. I
women.
just looked at the phone.
I'm just saying, I have an outlook on women where I've seen both sides of the evilness and the brokenness and just the naiveness. But I have to preface this by saying I don't ever want, just because you're having a baby in that situation, the answer is always get rid of it. Because
Shit,
whatever you
if it ain't.
choose, I think is your answer. Because my mother could have very well, because her marriage wasn't going well, said, "Hey, I'm 23. I don't need this baby. I'm in college." My mother could have very well been that woman. And you hear a lot of people are now speaking out because the mother has said this to the child or disclosed this to the child. That may have been and I know it could have been a possibility. I just know my mother, like, she was in college, like she could have did something much better with herself rather than just having a child. But I say this, that, and I'm I'm not the Kevin Samuels of I.Am.She Podcast, but I will say, women, you have to begin to really understand why you're making choices. Because often the man is telling you the truth, or at least he's showing it to you. And you have to understand, are you angry at him for not wanting you or not wanting this with you? So I'm going to have this baby out of resentment? Or am I really searching for something that's going to love me when this man decides he doesn't anymore? Like, really think hard about why you're making these choices, because those choices grow up to be adults. And they got to deal with the haphazard foundation. And I don't care how much you love your child. If it's not a mother and a father there, that child is broken. I don't give a fuck how much woman you are and what you put into that child. There's a crack in that foundation somewhere.
I have literally come across in the last 4 years women who are battling this same decision for the 5th time. Meaning, this is my 5th baby. I'm on my 2nd baby daddy, but this is my 5th kid. Or, I'm battling this decision with my 6th baby daddy, and this is my 6th kid. And it's so crazy to me that some women will never recover. Some women will keep repeating that cycle of brokenness until they have no more age and they can't have no more kids, or they tired of having kids. And the first thing that usually comes is that they tired of having kids. And not that they're tired of being broken, because they still gonna be broken. Not that they tired of, I'm tired of the being used by my baby daddy. It's usually the fact that they're tired of having kids.
So they're only looking at the outcome, not the problem.
And it's so crazy to me because I'm baffled by the fact that some women, and I'm going to say some, I'm glad I came up out of that shit, but some women will never recover. Some women will stay in that pit of brokenness forever. And I'm baffled by it, because even at a big ass grown age of, I know one girl right now, she my age, she like 37, 38. Just had a baby last year. She on her 6th kid. Her oldest is 19. Ooh. She just had a baby. Her baby turned a year old a few months ago. Still in that same fucking cycle of brokenness. Having a baby by a nigga that got hella kids that don't do shit for the baby, don't do shit for the other kids, and dragging his other baby mama on a fucking podcast with her other baby father. Make the fuck sense.
I want us to hear this again, because this didn't just come to him in a dream.
Calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. the bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body, and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but
I wanted to, because and me trying to cut this damn thing off the internet, I had to listen to it a handful of times. And I started hearing the stuff that he was saying towards the end more than hearing the stuff from the beginning. Which the stuff from the beginning just sound like, oh, he an ain't shit nigga. But if you start listening to him, one, clearly there's a problem. That has nothing to do with the woman, the children, and it's him and whatever foundation he was built on. I don't get how you will go through with because it's been more than 7 women. He said that. He said the other woman just took the plan B or got the abortion. So how many potential other children could this man have had in this lineup? And I'm thinking about the children that are here now. How do you explain to your child without lying to them or hiding your truth that this man said, I didn't want to be a father from day 0?
True.
Like, how do you explain that to your child honestly? Because at some point that child is going to discover that, and you're going to become scum for whatever amount of time it takes that child to get over it or not.
I get what you're saying when it comes to the women, but for me, it's like, where does his accountability come in? And I get it. He said it up front. But it's like, this man is a menace because he's having sex with these women that he claimed are jump offs or whatever he claimed them to be. And he is out here with no accountability whatsoever. I ain't even talking about with the kids. I'm talking about with just raw dogging women because you think it's okay and because you told her up front you ain't want no baby. What the fuck make you think that still is okay to go raw dog somebody? Because I told you I ain't want no baby.
So what's happening now? We're shifting it back. It's a seesaw now. So the blame is now.
It's definitely going to be a seesaw because we are always going to say to the women, well, you should have known, you should have known, you should have known. But at the same token, where is the accountability for him? Because we're just lacking total accountability to the man because he was honest. He was honest. And it's like, yeah, he's honest, but he's still out here being a menace.
He is saying out loud, I don't love any of you.
Exactly.
So how can I love a child? I'm saying this to you. So
it's still no accountability for him at all because he is okay or he has to live with this. He has to live with this. He has to live with the fact that he is out here doing this.
A lot of these men still have to live with this. It appears that they get off scot-free, especially if they're not having to pay for anything or have to
be accountable for anything. They don't have to show up anything. They don't have to go to anything.
The accountability that you're looking for is what he said he does not want. So you're going to punish him.
He doesn't want accountability.
But that's not accountability, though. That's called punishment. Accountability.
I don't think it's called punishment. It's not even that. It's just the fact that he is deemed to be okay, or he gets the stamp of approval from society because he was upfront about it. He was being honest.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yes, we are.
There's no stamp of approval at all. Nobody is giving that type of person, but nobody is giving that type of person any stamp of approval. They're just not doing anything about it. And they're going to continue to lay down with him. They're going to continue to lay down.
So ultimately, we're gravitating back to the place of there's the women. No, I'm just saying. Ultimately, we're going back to the whole first step of it's the woman's fault.
It's not, but it's nothing about blame. We're speaking to women and in this situation. That's my point of view. Speaking to women, saying this can you can't just walk up to somebody and because they're looking at you or they say you pretty, oh, you my boyfriend, and then they be like, well, I don't really want a girlfriend. Where's your accountability? You said I was pretty. You slept with me. You nutted in me. Where's your accountability? Well, the accountability comes with now he has to live, and karma is a real thing, and you have to live with that. Because now his accountability is going to come when those children grow up and get a voice and come back and find him. That's something you got to live with. Whether your accountability comes now or down the line, you're going to have to die knowing you fucked up 7 children's lives or you helped to fuck up 7 children's lives. Now, I'm not taking any blame or accountability away from what he deserves. What I am saying is, you know he has 6 other baby mamas, or he just goes around getting people pregnant. Where's your accountability? And we can't keep blaming actions on other people. That's called narcissism. When you are reversing it and making it that person's problem versus taking yours. I don't hear a lot of mothers taking accountability. I hear sap stories about how this dog dogged me. I don't hear the accountability from women either. I'll say either. That clip did something to me, and it took me to a place of not only being angry with the mothers, but being angry with the fathers as well, because you, at the end of the day, is a child. And if you really look at some of these situations, the people
A
who are
lot of
doing
women
it
don't look
as
at
a
it like
mother
that.
and
A lot of
father.
women don't look at this person. A lot of women, and this is the sad part about it, and I feel bad for all of the women out here who are single mothers. A
Right.
lot of them for all the wrong reasons. A lot of women are not looking at it like, I'm bringing another child into this world. I'm bringing another human being into this world in a fucked up situation, in a fucked up life, to have the chances of possibly having a fucked up life, because I can't offer them shit. I ain't got no money. I'm struggling. And it's like we are doing this not once, not twice. Some of us 4 times, some of us 6 times, some of us 8 times. Some of us 10 times, some of us multiple times. And no matter how many you chose to keep, or how many you did keep, or how many you didn't keep, it's like, I now value life so much when it comes to a child or a baby, or having a baby, or thinking about having a man and plant his seed into me. I refuse to even think about being somebody's baby mama. That shit is dead for me. I'm not doing that. And you know how many, it's so sad that I meet, and I'm gonna say this, and then this is really sad. At my big grown age of 37, a lot of men meet me, be like, oh, your child older, you don't want no more kids, you want to have my baby. And I'll be looking at these niggas like, nigga, what the fuck make you think I want to be a baby mama? What on my face say, yeah, I'm a baby mama? So a lot of men, it's just as rare as it is to find a woman with no kids. It's rare to find a woman with 1 kid, and it's even more rare to find a woman with no kids. When a nigga find a girl with 1 kid, they be like, damn, I know you want another baby. You don't want another baby? You don't want my baby? No, I don't. No, I don't. And the audacity that they spew to be like, you don't want to be my baby mama? You don't want my kid? You don't want, like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not bringing another child into this world in a messed up situation where there isn't a 2-parent household, or at least an active parent. Because you ain't got to live with me. We ain't got to be together. But as long as you are active parent and we can co-parent, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. But it's so many women out here.
But that sound weird?
It sounds weird.
Because
it
now we're like, well, you know what? We ain't even gotta be together.
I don't even want to be with you. Just
and
be
you're
a
doing
dad.
that before you even have a child. Like, and I'm not disputing you. I'm just saying, don't that sound weird?
It does. It does.
The level of gifts that we all have sitting on this show, where would we have been if we had both of our parents together?
I don't know where I
And
would
that
be.
does, and it doesn't always mean just because you got two good parents, you will not be fucked up for whatever other reasons. But
Exactly.
where,
Because
what,
just as well as I know people that are good that
what would
was
you have
raised by
seen
single
differently?
mothers,
How would your
I know a
outlook
lot
on
of
life
fucked up
be?
people that was raised by married parents.
Right, but doesn't it get worse when one is absent or both is absent, or like we are
I
setting
don't think it
children
gets
up for
worse.
failure in a way where there isn't even a possibility. We have spaces now where they are building new sperm banks, and it's I don't even need a father. I can go to this clinic and get my baby. I can adopt. I can like it is it's strange to me hearing this from us. Like it really does, it does something because, and I think mainly because I work in schools and I see this from a different perspective. I see what the challenge is. I look at my own life, and I'm saying like what would have made the difference, or what would the difference have been in my life to see both of those images, and not even because my parents were married, but simply because they tried for the sake of the person they brought into the world. You ain't gotta love each other, you ain't gotta like each other, but you have a child together. And I get your perspective on how effed up this man's statement is, but I don't think he was lying about anything he said.
No, he was telling the absolute truth. He was being 100% transparent.
So if he's talking
And
like that to us, imagine what
imagine
he
what he
said
said to
and
them or
how he
how
said
he
it to
said
those
it to
women.
them. Yep.
Right?
That's
Like
exactly
imagine
it.
how he said it to them.
Yep.
That's what I got from this. Like at least 7 women did not hear him say this and believe him. Like what did you
And
think having a
the
child
part
was going
that's
to do?
even more mind boggling is it was more than 7.
Right? Yep. He said it was more. He said some of them just took
That's
the
more
plan B
mind
or
boggling. It
got the
was more
abortion.
than just 7. It was more than 7. Only
Yeah.
7 decided to stay and keep them. How many more did not?
I would love to hear from them. I would not even to hear their point of view, but just to hear
I want to
their
know how many kids do.
ideas.
I want to know. I want to know. My question is this your first baby daddy? Is this your second baby daddy? Like, what number is he? And how many more do you have?
Yeah. I would love to
You
hear from the
have.
women who was like, "Nah, get somebody else to do it," and the
I want to
women
hear
who
from them
did it.
too. I would love to hear from the women that said no, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, it
So
almost
I
makes
want to
you
hear
wonder,
from the
like,
lady
what
that
did
was
they
like,
hear
double it
differently?
and give it to the next person.
But I want to hear
Double
the
it and give it to the
difference in
next
what
person.
you heard. I would love to hear the difference in what you heard. And I would also like to know if those women who said, "Nah, get somebody else to do it," did you go back to sleep with him?
Right.
Probably.
Did you try? Did you spin that wheel one more time? Like, oh, let me
Probably.
see, let me see, let me
Probably.
see.
The probability is quite high. The probability is quite high. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
Ooh,
sure.
wow. I just wow. I just see as a lot of those
It.
walking around eh, being a result of these types of relationships
Yeah.
and
That's
how
what I was about
we
to say. You literally took the words out of my mouth. It's
right how
mind
we
boggling to
we
see how
nitpick at them.
these people will
Right.
become adults. And we don't,
Yep.
and that's another thing when I think about bringing a life into this world that a lot of people don't think about. We don't think about that this is going to be an adult someday. They don't stay babies forever.
Ooh. Well,
A functioning
you
adult in
especially young people
society
don't think
one
about
day.
stuff like that.
They don't. They just think about I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. We so caught up in the glitz and glamour of having the baby, the good stage of I feel the kicks and the flutters and the this and the that and the baby shower and
The
look at
gender
her cute
reveal.
little clothes
You don't
It's
think
or
the
about
look at
gender
the
nothing
cute
after
reveal
little
that.
this.
thing.
And
It's
it's
the
like we don't
gender
know nothing after.
reveals.
Shit
Yeah.
afterwards. We don't know nothing after they turn 5. We don't know shit. Everything go out the window, and we repeating the cycle again because we were so happy with. I had a baby. Oh, I'm 6 months. Oh, I feel the kick. I just found out what I'm having. Oh, I'm having my baby shower. Oh, my baby here, and we repeat that cycle over and over again. And that's what I feel like we are. I feel like this generation is so high. That's the high that they get off of. Oh my God, I'm 2 months. Oh my God, I'm 4 months. Oh my God, my gender reveal. Oh my God, and it's repeating the same cycle over and over again.
But how many
And we
baby
don't
showers
stop.
have you gone to? How
I
many
quit.
baby showers have you gone to where the father wasn't there, or
Oh,
you can tell how you know
listen,
personally
I'm gonna
because you
tell
know
you
one
right
of them.
now. I'm gonna
You
tell
maybe
you
know
right
or
now.
be
If I
related to
know
one
a
of them. How
girl is
many did you go
pregnant and
to?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I know a girl pregnant and I know she ain't married, the first thing I do, because you know they gonna post them baby shower pictures, I look for the baby daddy. Because where the baby daddy at? I ain't gonna lie, I'm very judgmental when it comes to that now, and I'm gonna tell you that now. The first thing I do, where your baby father? Where's your baby daddy? And a lot of bitches, I don't want to post him. I don't want nobody to know who he is. Yes, the fuck you do. Yes, the fuck you do.
Because they
Yes,
still
the
got a
fuck you do.
mindset.
But you don't want nobody to know because he probably got other baby mothers out
He
there.
probably got other baby
Also
mamas, or
having
he
their
probably got a
baby
girlfriend, or
showers.
he probably has a wife.
Or they still have
Yeah.
that one that they wanted to be the baby father, so they don't want to post those pictures. The one that they really wanted. I know a
Girl,
girl
right
like that.
now. I know a girl right now who was pregnant. She was my old coworker. She was pregnant.
I hope you.
And this
Do you
girl had
share
to
this
been
shit with
pregnant
people? Because you be
for
dropping a lot of names. You.
I ain't say her name. I just said she's an old coworker. She was pregnant for damn near a year,
You gonna get
but
this
she was
shit
trying to
started.
tell
Let me
another
go
nigga
get
that
it
it
up
was his
here.
baby, but we all knew it
Where is
was
it
somebody
at?
else's baby.
Yeah.
And she
I'm so
played this out
good
for a
now.
whole year with this nigga. Oh, this your baby. I'm pregnant with your baby. He like, well, where the baby shower? Where the baby pictures at? I want to come to the baby shower. And when she had her baby shower, she posted the real baby daddy, but she didn't post his ass. She blocked him from her stories and everything, and posted her big, blocked the family, and
That's too much
posted it
work.
in. Yeah, it's too much work to lie to keep a nigga around because you want to tell him this is baby.
And what worries me today
Y'all scammers.
is that everything is on social media. So at some
Scam.
point, your child is going to see this stuff, or somebody attached to your child is going to see this stuff, and somebody's going to tell your child the truth. Every truth that I ever heard about my parents didn't come from my parents. It came from siblings of my parents, or cousins, or friends, because they thought I needed to know, and they know I didn't know. And
See,
it's
I
a
call that
weird
being
thing.
messy. I call that being messy. I call that
It's
being
being
messy.
messy, but often I went to them asking questions because I knew I couldn't go to either my parents and ask those questions, or I felt like I couldn't go to them. So somebody's gonna tell your child the truth
Well, somebody gonna tell them the truth, so
because
you
they
might as
don't
well
want.
tell them.
And I think, say it again.
Cause you might as well tell them, cause somebody gonna tell them.
But and that's the thing. But we are having these situations where you did not have to tell this truth. And I know everybody with a child would never take it back. But I know a lot of motherfuckers that would, if given that opportunity. If foresight was as good as hindsight was,
Yeah,
they would.
yeah.
And that's the
It
crazy
just,
part. Like,
I like I said before, it just still mind boggles the fuck out of me how we, as a society of people, are out here having babies and not even thinking that these people will grow up one day. We don't even think about the long run when it comes to having kids. And you have to think about the women who has had multiple children, 5 and 6 kids, 5 and 6 kids, different baby daddies, 3 different baby daddies, 2 different baby daddies. And we just like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. That shit is not all it's cracked the fuck up to be. This is a human you are having to raise.
I couldn't, you know, where
That's the part
because
that
I
scares
chose
me
my life
shitless.
of
I
being
don't
an
want another
artist,
kid.
I couldn't imagine
I
where my
couldn't
life
either.
is in this phase, having to deal with a child on top of that, and
Mm-hmm.
having to put them through. And I'm not saying everybody needs to wait to have children, but wait till it's a
Shit.
better time for the both of
And that's
you.
what I was telling my son yesterday. My cousin's son his girlfriend is pregnant. And my son said to him, you better tell that girl having an abortion, y'all can barely afford the one y'all got. He like, no, bruh, I ain't doing that. That's gonna mess up her body. Jalen said, I told him, fuck her body.
That's who you raised.
But
That's
I
who you
told
raised.
him, I want you to know this.
It's so much honesty in that. It's funny, but it's so much honesty.
But it's so much
in that
honesty in
statement.
it. Because he said,
You don't want
number
to hurt
one, that
somebody's
girl,
feelings.
you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you need to tell them the
something.
truth. Yeah. And Jalen said, bruh, y'all already not together. Y'all already can't take care of the one y'all got. And you want to have another one? Make it make
And
sense.
she already planning a baby shower.
And she already planning the baby
reveal.
shower. And ain't got not nan job. And he
And
working
then-
at a damn crab shack.
Shay don't like a gender. You got something against the gender reveal?
I'm tired of them. I'm
Hey,
tired
she
of
done
these.
had 52 of them. She just ought to
am
be tired.
tired. No, I had
52
baby showers
gender
and gender
reveal. She
reveals.
just ought to be.
I am just tired of these
tired.
extravagant, these people that's having these gender reveals. They out to be like proms. If y'all don't cut it out, stop getting these damn throne chairs. Stop putting these damn throne chairs at the head of the damn table. Stop ordering these damn crowns like y'all kings
y'all
and
done
queens.
put more money into the goddamn baby shower than y'all did the baby feature.
Then the baby clothes. Then the baby pampers. Like, what is you doing?
It's the baby fresh out the coochie with some shoes on for me. Bitch, if you don't put that child on some socks.
They pull up in these extravagant vehicles. They have a whole set like they going to prom. I can't stand it. It irritates my soul.
It irritates me. What happened to the days when we had baby showers in the living room? What happened to the days when we had baby showers in the backyard?
All of my baby showers in the living room or the backyard.
We gotta get halls. We gotta get balloon arches. We gotta get their name across.
You gotta dress up like you going to prom.
Table.
You gotta
a cake table. We need a game table. We need the gifts table.
You gotta wear tuxedos.
When the fuck did we start having DJs at baby showers?
You gotta be theme colored. You gotta have on a certain color. If you for the girls, you gotta have on blue. If you for the boy,
it's the themes for me. Oh, my theme is jungle, and y'all got giraffes, and y'all got zebras and shit at the damn baby shower.
You know what irritates me? You know what irritates me, Nate, because working in the OBGYN office, I don't know how many girls we done had to cuss out because their insurance, because now you used to have to wait back in the days when I was having kids, you had to wait until you got to that 21, 22 week mark to figure out what your gender is.
You had to be like 4 months, right?
Yeah. So now people
are paying for genetic tests.
You can get the blood test at 10 weeks, but at 10 weeks you still are in the stage of not knowing if that baby is going to get through that second stage. Why are y'all doing this? And then they get upset because their insurance won't pay for it, and then they on there for, well, I planned my gender reveal and this test is based upon my gender reveal, and y'all telling me y'all can't tell me nothing.
Y'all want to have a gender reveal and you ain't even had no bump in your stomach yet, ma'am. You want to have a gender reveal and you ain't even got no cravings. Or and y'all bitches that be 2 weeks pregnant talking about, oh, my baby wants some Doritos and pickles. Bitch, no the fuck he don't.
I can't with these people. I feel like having a baby has become more of a game. It's become more of a fashion. It's become more of a trend.
That's what I said. It's a drug.
I feel like pregnancies are now a trend. Everybody wants to have literally baby bump pictures. They want to turn their stomachs into a daggone canvas.
Having babies now is the equivalent of getting a new bag. It is a drug. These girls have these babies like they are fucking accessories, and they gotta color coordinate with their baby, and they gotta have the baby dressed this way, and damn the rest of the fucking kids, they can look like trash, and that baby is just gonna be a repeated cycle of fucking children until the next one come on. Okay, now it's Lil Ray Ray turn. Now I'm having Lil Keisha. Lil Ray Ray, get the fuck out of my face. You too now. Get the fuck on. Then it's the next one. Okay, fuck you, Keisha. I'm having Lil Junior now. It's a drug. These girls, like I said, are getting high off of the fact that, oh, I got my bump. Now it's time for my gender reveal, my baby shower, my baby hair. I get to dress
Photo
my
shoot.
baby up. All the way until this fucking baby is
Photo
5 years
shoot.
old and able to go to school and they don't know shit. Now they don't know shit.
Don't
Now
know
you
nothing.
repeating the cycle because Lil Ray Ray now 5, Keisha now 4. Now you want to have Lil Junior, and it's a fucking drug. And they're getting high off of having babies.
Oh, what?
And it's so sad.
Yeah, it's
They're getting high off of having babies.
yeah, it's becoming a trend, and I don't like anything about it. I'm over
Nothing
it.
about. I don't like nothing about it. I don't
And
like
then
nothing about it.
like BlackRoses was saying, when they get to school age, now you
Now
done
you
with
want
them.
to.
You don't
Now
have
you're done
time
with
to
them.
help them do their homework. You don't have time
Yep.
to make sure that
Yep.
you don't have time
Oh! But I'm gonna post them first day of school pictures.
with the little sign.
You got the sign. It's look. Stand right here. That's what it is.
But you're not coming
Look at
to.
my baby. He in kindergarten now. Look at my baby. Girl, ain't nobody got time for that shit.
But it's too much. It's too much. These schools is charging too much. This school don't need all this supplies. These teachers always asking for stuff. They don't need this stuff. Like, y'all not thinking about the end game. Y'all not thinking about how much it really takes to raise these kids. How much time, how much money, how much patience you have to have with these kids. Things happen. I mean, you got so many, not to say that it's becoming common, but it's becoming common that a lot of kids, it's becoming more common with these kids with autism and ADHD and things of that sort. It's becoming a lot more common. And some of these parents just don't have the patience to deal with these issues. You having kids with these men, but there's other things to think about. What's his family trait? What type of things does he have going on in his family? What type of health conditions does his family have? Y'all not thinking about all of these. It's a lot. When you decide to have children, a lot comes with it. And then when you decide that it's too much, you just don't deal with it.
You can't just give it up. You can't.
Yeah, and a child is just there to fend for themselves. And I just hate it. You can tell these kids, you can walk around and literally see and tell these kids who have these parents that just gave up. They just gave up. And it's terrible. Like, I hate it. It sickens me to my stomach because, I mean, anytime I go out to a store, anything, all 4 of my kids is coming with me. Like Saturday, we go to 5 and below. That's just our thing. But all of them come with me. It's not a day that me and my husband go out and do something with the kids when we like, damn, we can't afford to do all this with all these kids. And some people just decide, okay, you're not a part of my life no more. I just can't afford this. So I can't do this. So I'm just going to keep taking my trips. You stay home and watch Shauna, and you stay home and watch your little brother. I'm going out with my homegirls, or I'm going off for the week. I'm going on a weekend trip, or I'm getting flued out for the weekend, things like that. And they leaving these kids, and they leaving the older child, the 12-year-old, the 9-year-old. Oh, he got it. He know how to cook in the microwave. I left y'all enough food, and then take the food stamp card with him. I left y'all enough food. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's more to it than just being cute and glitz and glam and doing the photo shoots and oh, look at my bump at 5 months. Look at my bump at 3 months. Oh, look, it's so much more to it. And I hate the fact that these kids have to suffer for it. When these parents get to these age, these young girls, especially these young girls, these young parents, these young parents, because there are still little girls and little boys who decide we're going to be parents, but they can't deal with it. Because these kids end up suffering for it. These kids end up being the same kids that end up in Nate class, that Nate end up beating with the belt on the low when ain't nobody paying attention. It's the same kids that's struggling through school. It's the same kids that's consistently disrupting the classroom. Like it's too much. Like y'all just have to grow up, be more responsible, and think about your decisions. Like that man said, I 100% agree. The responsibility is on both of us. The responsibility is really on both of us. So if that man say he don't want you had a damn baby, he ain't gonna be around, child. That's a lifesaver. That man told you he don't want to be a baby daddy. He ain't gonna be around. That's a lifesaver right there. That's letting you know right there. Let me go on a deal with this so I can find somebody that's really willing to be there for me. Because he not only telling you he don't want to have that child, he telling you we ain't gonna be together. You just a jump off. I don't take you seriously. He's telling you that. I'm not taking you seriously. I'm not looking at this relationship long term. So I'm not gonna be there with you. Think about it. And that's our show. Thank you for tuning in to I Am She. Thank you guys for tuning in to I Am She. I know it's always extended over our time, but I do thank you for staying and tuning in and commenting. I do thank you guys for sharing the show. I thank you guys for coming each and every Saturday just to hear us
each
talk.
And every Saturday.
Boys,
thank you
y'all.
guys. We will be happy to see y'all right back here next week. Okay.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And if you